Happy morning, friends. Here's yours, Dr. Ajanta. Welcome to day 19 session. Today we are just going to see about tuple operations and methods. First, let me just see how to change the tuple elements. See, unlike a list, tuples are immutable. This means that the elements of the tuple cannot be changed once they have been assigned. But if the element is itself a mutable data type like list, its nested item can be changed. We can also assign a tuple to different values, that is reassignment. Okay, let me just see it with an example, dear friends. Kindly have a look of here. See, my tuple. My tuple is a variable where we are having the element as 4, 2, 3 and one more element with a list. And if you want to change directly by providing the index value and want to change the value as 9 or any other thing, and for your information, the index 1 would be the second element. And see here, if you just execute this statement, it throws an error that a tuple object does not support item assignment. Okay, so I have just commented it. Next, let me just see how we can just change the item of a mutable element. And see here, dear friends, as we have already know, one among the element is a list and it can be changed, which it is a mutable. So here, my tuple of 3, yeah, exactly. This list is the index of 3. And if we want to make 3 of 0, that is the first element of this list nested inside the tuple, it can be directly changed by providing any value. And if you want to print, yeah, it can be executed. And secondly, we can also make use of the same variable and we can assign any other element which we just say it is a reassignment. And for your information, let I just execute this, dear friends. See here, this is the first tuple where 4, 2, 3 and inside the list it is 6, 5 and it is changed to 9, 5. And thereafter it is reassigned as like 4, 2, 3 and 6, 5 has been reassigned as a string value of PROGRAMING. We can use a plus operator to combine two tuples. This is called concatenation. We can also repeat the element in a tuple for a given number of times by using the asterisk operator, which we just say is the multiple operator. So both plus and asterisk operations results in a new tuple. Okay, see here, dear friends, let me just have the example here for a concatenation. And one among the tuple we are having is 1, 2, 3, and the second tuple which we are just having is 4, 5, 3. When on concatenating with the plus operator, we would be resulted with a new tuple, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And next one is an example of an asterisk operator where it is a multiple operator. So if I just want to multiple this element, that is this tuple, even though it just has only one component, only one element, as it is with a comma operator, it would be assigned or it would be represented as tuple only. Okay, so when I just want to make use of this as a repetence of 3, that is, it would be repeated thrice, that is 3 times. And let I just make an execution of this. Kindly have a look of this, dear friends. Okay, both combining, let me just see with an example of the same. See, tuple 1 having 1, 2 and 3. When tuple 2, it just has a string value of x, y, z. And when I just make the concatenation, it would be resulted with 1, 2, 3 and x, y, z. Okay, and if I just want to make the repeatance of the tuple 1, which is 1 comma 2 comma 3, and as it want to be in twice in the sense it is 2 times, it would be repeated. That is 1 comma 2 comma 3, again 1 comma 2 comma 3. And to the third is the repeatance of the second tuple. So when on executing this, the element of the tuple 2 would be resulted with thrice repeatance. And see here, let us just execute this, dear friends. Kindly have a look. The first one is mixed data types as with integers and then with the string values, and next one it just has the repeatance of that tuple 1, and next one the repeatance of tuple 2. Okay, let me just see one more example, dear friends, where we want to make a not valid of tuples, which I just want to show you or throws an error. See here, this is the tuple 1, which just has 1 comma 2 comma 3, and when coming to tuple 2, it is ABC and XYZ. And when I just want to make a direct actions of assigning or changing the value, it just throws an error. Or if you want to make anything added or want to create a new tuple, that is actually if you want to concatenate with any values or any other thing, it forms a new tuple. So you can just make by this application as like tuple 1 plus tuple 2 plus a value or an element like that. So which just gives a resultant of a third tuple. Okay, so which is resulted with a new tuple would be created. And see here, dear friends, this can also be done by the tuple 3, which it just makes the multiplication or the repeatance. And kindly have a look of this once I execute. See here, this is what the tuple 1 resultant 1 comma 2 comma 3, and after that this is what the resultant of tuple 2, which is concatenated, and there next we are making one more addition of a value to be added, and this can also be multiple values also. Okay, next comes the deleting a tuple. Dear friends, as discussed earlier, we cannot change the element in a tuple. It means that we cannot delete or remove items from the tuple. And deleting a tuple entirely, however, is possible by using the keyword del. So let me just see it with an example. See here, dear friends, if I just want to make a just deleting one element by providing an index value, this is not possible. If I just make an execution of this, yeah, it just goes to and throws an error. Okay, so let I just command this. Okay, and now I execute this one where I'm just deleting the tuple, and once after deleting the tuple, even if I just want to know or want to execute what is there in that tuple, it also throws an error. Okay, fine, dear friends, let me just execute this. See here, unexpected intent, that is we don't have this error. Sorry, we don't have this tuple inside because it is already deleted. Oh, sorry, I'm just making it as an index. Okay, fine. Now, yeah, sorry. Okay, so now it is not defined. It is not defined. Okay, fine. Let me just go for the next example, dear friends. See here, this tuple, it just has a string value of hello world, next a Python, and after that a integer 1 and a float variable or float value of 2.7. Okay, and if I just want to make a print here, yeah, it is just going to execute every element. And if you just want to make anything directly, if you want to delete it, yeah, it is not able to execute it. So that is, it is not able to delete the exact or specific thing, a specific item, as it's just going to throw an error. And next, if I just want to make a deletion of whole the tuple, yeah, after that if I just specify this, and it is just going to show it as an undefined. Okay, so if I just want to print this one, okay, I just execute, yeah, see, it is not defined. Okay, dear friends, let me just see built-in tuple functions. And see here, dear friends, these are the common built-in functions that comes under tuple. So length of the tuple would just returns the number of elements in the tuple. And for your example, let I just execute this. See, actually for T1 it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so totally it has 5 elements. And for the tuple 2, say x, y, z, and this 1 comma 2 is one of the elements, so it is a list element. And the next one, the fifth element, is 3, so totally this is also having 5 element. Let I just execute for your information. See here, both are having the length of 5 elements. Okay, next comes the max of tuple. See, the max method returns the element from the tuple with maximum value. Type of element should be same, otherwise compiler throw type error. And here let me just have the example of the tuple 1, which just has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and tuple 2, which just has x comma y comma z, and we all know the 5 is the maximum among the tuple 1 and z is the maximum of tuple 2. Okay, next going for the minimum. And see here, dear friends, this minimum method returns the element from the tuple with minimum value. Type of element should be same, otherwise compiler throw type error. Okay, see here, dear friends, if I just want to make the same example here, tuple 1 with 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, where 1 is the minimum number, and when coming to tuple 2, which just has x comma y comma z, yeah, x is the minimum value. For your instance, here I just executed it. And next comes the shorter. And see here, dear friends, we are just having the dictionary, where this sorted function sorts the element of a given iterable in a specific order, that is either ascending or descending, and returns the sorted iterable as a list. And see here, dear friends, we are just having a tuple of EAUOI. When I just want to make it in ascending order by tuple, yeah, here it is by making an AEIOU an ascending order. If I just want to make it in a descending order, I have to specify the reverse is equal to true. And here yours the result. Next coming the tuple sequence. See, the tuple method converts a list of items into tuples. A list of items into tuples. So see here, dear friends, if I just making yes is equal to hello world, and if I just want to convert the sequence of this item yes into tuple, I can just directly provide it this tuple of yes. And see here, after execution, this HELLOWORLD would become a separate element of this tuple T1. And next I'm just making a list of 1 comma 2 comma 3. If I'm just making it as another tuple conversion, yeah, that also we are just getting the conversion of that list into tuple. And see here, let me just have this example. And even though let I just give you one and see here, let I just give the length of this T1. See here, when coming to the string, it is just a string, and if I just want to give the tuple length to be, see here, HELLOWORLD. So this is how, if I just want to give the length of S, so that is also an string which just gives S. Okay, having the 10. Okay, next let me just go for the tuple method, and see here, dear friends, methods that add item or remove item are not available with tuple. So only the methods are available is that is count and index. So see here, dear friends, let me just have a tuple, my tuple, so and with the elements as A, P, P, L, E. And if I just want to count how many P is there, and if I just want to know what is the index of particular element, okay, it just throws the execution of the resultant. And see here, dear friends, let me just execute this. When counting the number of P, yeah, it just repeats twice in this tuple. And when coming to this element L, and it just resulted with the index where it is present, that is the location. And dear friends, see, actually, apart from this, we can test if an item exists in a tuple or not by using a keyword in. And see here, dear friends, here it is a tuple, and with the same example, APPLE. And if A is there, yeah, exactly, A is present inside the tuple, and it is resulted with true. So here I'm just using the keyword in. And if, for an example, if I just provide B, whether I want to check whether B is inside the tuple, no, it is not, so it returns false. And you can also just specify by using not in. So we know just G is not in the element, or one of the element in my tuple. So as not in, it is the opposite of in. So which it just also returns in true. Let I just execute this, dear friends. Yeah, see here. And there next comes the iterating through tuple. And we can use a for loop to iterate through each items in a tuple. And dear friends, we didn't see the flow, so let I just skip this. And for your information, why should we use tuple? And see here, dear friends, see, actually whenever we just go for the processing of tuples are faster than the list, and it makes the data safe as tuples are immutable and hence cannot be changed, and tuples are used for string format. And when coming to the advantages of tuple over list, see, I have already specified that since tuples are quite similar to list, both of them are used in similar situation. However, there are certain advantage of implementing a tuple over a list. So, what would be the advantages are? The first one, we generally use tuples for heterogeneous, that is different data types, and list for homogeneous, that is similar data types. Next one, since tuples are immutable, iterating through a tuple is faster than with list. So there is a slight performance boost. Last but not least, tuples that contains immutable elements can be used as a key for a dictionary. With list, this is not possible. And for your information, here I have just provided some exercise for your hands-on. Kindly have a note of this, dear friends. And thank you.